Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Doc here from North America, and it's Monday. TG. I am. Thank goodness it's Monday. What do we got up there now? Okay, Bitcoin. The reason I put up Bitcoin, I guess, I was looking at, not why, I know. What was I looking at? I was looking at Bitcoin had hit 106,000 on the cash, which we have a chart of. This is the futures contract. It's the only thing that's up, which is interesting. The crypto. We're very big fans of crypto for a decade here now. So since the very beginning, it's a great alternative asset. Especially when you have, I guess you could say, you have the Obama administration that was not exactly doing the things you would really want a U.S. government administration to do. And then we finally got out of that mess, and we ended up with Mr. Trump, which was really great because he actually showed us that, Maynard Keynes, John Maynard Keynes, was basically a failed concept of economics, and Mr. Trump just flipped the economy around just by just doing basic legal things, without a cheering section too at the same time, the U.S. media. So Bitcoin started during the Obama period because they really had no comfort level, the American people and the globe, that the government would do the right thing about equity and money and business and so forth. So, we fast forward to where we are today. And you have this crazy drone story stuff going on around the United States, and this is what happens when you have a head of Homeland Security, claiming that the border is secure when over anywhere from 10 to 20 million illegal aliens have come across. When you have a government constantly lying to you, we lose confidence in anything they say, even when it may make sense. And that's where we are today. You can see, with when you see, as a matter of fact, we're seeing strength in gold this morning. At least we're seeing the algorithm. Let me just show you that too at the same time. We're seeing algorithmic data kicking into the February contract. The daily is barely moving. Let's just show you that too at the same time, right there. Where are we at? There it is. Right there. So, it's a very disturbing factor. It makes money confused, money scared, not sure which direction to take. We know Mr. Trump's coming in, and we know that he is so much more factual and historic. You can tell when he's saying something wrong and when he's saying something right. And most of the times he's saying something right. It's just he does it as like as a construction worker, because that's what he is. He's a construction worker that's made billions, and so he's not very diplomatic totally. But he's learning. Now after 4 years of practicing without being president, now he's way more diplomatic, which is fine with me. I never had a problem with him to begin with. So, and then you go over to, here's gold this morning, and you can see here gold is, the weekly's really lifting up. What is that? That's kind of like that. In fact, can we make that bigger? I like that even more. How's that look? I think so. So I guess what we got to do? I got to move it over a little bit. Maybe I have to move it over a little bit. Like that, just a little bit, like so. There we are. See how that is. So yeah, now that pushes it off, doesn't it? So what we want to do is, I guess we want to shrink this. Do we want to shrink that? Let's see. What do we want to do? We want this to be over more, so you can see the numbers. So let's just do a little maintenance here. Get that over a little bit. Where's it at? Oh, I guess that's the best way to go, like that. Does that do it? I think that does it. There we go. Check this out. Now we'll be able to see the numbers on the side at the same time. There we go. That's fine. All right, so you can see. Let me just click that. You can see here's gold. The weekly is really lifting up. Same thing in silver. We're seeing the same thing, and then we go back to Bitcoin. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Right there. There's Bitcoin future, and it's the only one that's above Friday's close. When we look at the actual Bitcoin actually Bitcoin itself, which trades 6-7 days a week, something like that. Right here, you see it's pressing down below. We're going to emphasize that right there. Full screen. You see it's just pushing down. At the same time, so in other words, it's actually down from Sunday, not Monday. I mean, obviously they're Friday. There's Friday right there, the 13th. Saturday's quiet. Sunday takes off. Monday here, it's pressing down a little bit. It's still above, but what it is it's it's way above than Friday's close. But this is the Bitcoin 7 days a week, and you can see here, it hit 106,449, really pushing up. And again, it comes down to confidence. I mean, people are not confident about what the hey 47, where you been? Where you been hiding? Hey, yo. Can we look at DAX? Yes, take a look at the DAX. Here's the DAX. We have the platform now. So you're looking at the DAX on the platform, which you can contact Robin, and he will set you up to be able to use the platform. We'll let you use it for free for a couple, like 3 or 4 weeks or something like that. Let's see, DAX. There it is right there underneath Shanghai. Moving down a little bit today, you can see that right there. We're going to show you some of the fun things about the new platform too. You can just right click each one of the three, and you can see here it's down today, the DAX from Friday. We can look at the daily algorithm right here. Right there you see it's pushing into the sell today too at the same time. Also, you can do all kinds of fun things like move it and align it and adjust it, to match the charts around it, so you can get a better flavor of it. You can take this and move this over like that, have them lined up underneath. If the numbers don't read, you just refresh it, hit your refresh, and then we go move it over again, like so. You see we're still sitting in a green dot, so there's some strength there. There it is right there. That's today. That was Friday right there. And sometimes these European things carry a different date. So in other words, the Friday is the 12th and instead of the 13th, that type of thing. Let me see the same thing for the following. And down below, you can see we've been in a weekly buy. Let's show it to you fully on the screen for four full weeks now. You see the lines here. You can put your arrow on it, get an idea what's going on. And so go back to there, and we can move that. You can go like this and grab that and put it under that, so you can take a peek. Yep, there it is. It's our own written. We wrote this. It's been in the process for, I guess you'd say, 2 years. Got it almost perfect, but we couldn't get the time frame to adjust. Rewrote it again, and now we have the time frame. So go to Robin, and he'll set you up. Go right to here. Right there. Go to the website. Right there. Chicago Quant Technologies. And click on some of this stuff. Free 2-week trial. I'm sure we can get it to you for more than 2 weeks. But let's get your foot in the door. Get your foot in the door. And there's the phone number if you want to talk to Robin. Right there. Or talk to us right here and say hi. So there it goes. Let's see. Let's minimize that now. There we go. So yeah, it's interesting. It's a very clear story we're going through right now. I say this, and the reason why I'm emphasizing this is because, and I'm not talking about the platform or anything like that. I'm talking about when government lies to you and you find out that they're lying. After a while, we have a hard time trusting them when they say something. And so it's the same thing in trading. When you don't follow the rules that you've been practicing, the techniques, the strategies. When you get a buy signal, right? You got a full buy signal and you try to short it. I've seen that way too many times, and that's it. There you go. There's Robin. NASDAQ announced MicroStrategy will join one of the most heavily traded indexes. Which one's this, Robin? MicroStrategy. Is that a stock? Or is it, what is that? What is MicroStrategy? That's interesting. You got my attention there. And so there you go. 47. There's the DAX. They're trying to work it down, but it's been in a weekly buy for 4 weeks now. This is starting the fourth week. So it went into the buy. You can see there on the close of the week of the 29th. So somewhere in that week, it got over the zero line in here, and you can look at it and click on it and see it. And when we go and look at the week of the 29th, is like down in here, right? And so in this case here, you see there's the 29th. And next thing you know is, it goes from what, 19,261 up to what, there's the high there, I guess, 20,461. What's that, over 1,000 point move. So over the 7-8 days. And I'll go back to, I like to talk about trading here a lot more than politics. And so what happens is that when you, not you, 47, but all of us, when we practice following our research, and we look at our research, and we look at it over and over again, and we back test it, and then we go and trade live. And the moment it goes wrong, minutes, hours, whatever, days, depending on what the strategy was, the moment you go wrong and you start doubting the research that you've been doing for 6 months or a year, or, over a successful time period, it really messes with the boundaries of our minds. And so we have it going on right now with this drone situation where I say it's Army Air Cavalry doing intel, and the media is, again, they told you that Mr. Trump is Hitler. They've told you Mr. Trump is, between Hitler and Stalin. He's going to murder millions, put people in concentration camps. I mean, they said all these things, and now you try to trust them when they say something. It's like, well, I don't think he didn't do it last time. Why would he do it this time? Or he will not. What did they say? There'll never be another election in America. This is on the major networks, the major old stream media screaming this day in and day out. Well, it's just like trading. When you do all the work and you do all the research and then don't follow it, you just let some voice in your head take you off course when you've just developed a mechanical system to follow the historical accuracies that you've done back testing to. Okay? And that's what we're going through right now. And how does that translate to trading? It translates to the fact that you see Bitcoin right now reaching up. You see gold. I did put gold up on that screen there, didn't I? Yeah, I did. There's gold right there. You can see gold is trying to lift up. Not doing too good a job on the daily, but you can see the weekly is roaring. You can see the same thing with silver. Silver's doing the same thing. It's lifting up on the weekly. It's also 3 days in a sell. It's trying to lift up. We look at China, the copper material, 3 days in a sell. You see it's trying to climb up into a weekly. You can see, all the issues that are going on. You can see platinum doing the same thing, except for it's not making it into the weekly buy, which is very curious there. And so then you go back to Bitcoin and the cryptos, and it's like, whoa, they've taken it up to $106,000 over the last 24 hours. Wow, yeah, exaggerating. But what happens is that people, what the problem is with the exaggeration is they're confusing people. So in other words, there's nowhere for them to go but places like this with Doc, where we talk about real facts. You look at the historical videos of our research, and you see the accuracy. You look at the historical videos of the national media and so forth, and there's no reality. They're inaccurate. They're wrong 9 out of 10 times. It's like we're right 9 out of 10 times, or close to it every time. It's like, and depending on the tools you use to trade or to discern or understand news. Like if you followed Bloomberg and what they say and then look about historically what has happened, they're never right. You look at CNBC, they're never right. CNN, never right. MSNBC, never right. I mean, it's so rare that somebody, CNBC has some professionals on it still. But the thing is that they don't make any money. That's why they're up for sale like the rest of the cable networks. They don't make any money because the professionals don't even watch. They haven't watched them in over a decade now. They watch for the 8 o'clock show, 8 a.m. show, and then after that, no one's paying attention. And that's a problem. You cannot have constant lying, constant fake information. And that's why you're seeing Bitcoin at 106 today. You're seeing that because they don't trust the government and they don't trust the Federal Reserve. I mean, the Federal Reserve told us they're going to be dropping rates again on Wednesday, another quarter point, the market believes. And it's like we've been saying here, you do that, you're increasing inflation. And the inflation number that Mr. Powell always totes and says this is the one you can follow, is now up over almost 4.5%. It's up to 4.5%. It's doubled. Okay? And they allowed inflation to go from 1.41 under Mr. Trump, and when he gave Mr. Biden a 1.41 inflation rate, to up to over 10%. And if you look at it compared to the stats of 1980, because Mr. Obama, he took the Bureau of Labor Statistics and changed them so that he could falsify information so it doesn't look as bad. The inflation we just got hit with was even worse than under Jimmy Carter. Just took a sip of my tea there because we've been talking for almost 20 minutes. So this is the problem, and then the markets reflect it. Okay, there's Robin comes out with MicroStrategy, which has become a play on Bitcoin, will be joining the NASDAQ 100 index on the 23rd. Cool. Oh, wow, I like that. MicroStrategy. Let's look up MicroStrategy. See if we can get the symbol on it. MicroStrategy. Let me see if I can get the symbol on it. We'll put it on the platform. It'll be just another tool. Thank you, Robin. Nice fishing there, boy. Doing some good fishing. You catching the fish. You get dinner. Let's see. Where is it at? We'll go right here. Trading. There. Okay, here we go. It looks like we got it. MicroStrategy symbol is okay, so MSTR, and it's at $408. Cool. See how that looks. S EGY strategy Inc. There we are. Create. Okay, now let's turn that puppy on. Let's see, I guess got to go to a user. That's what it is. We go to a user. I'll put it on for you, Robin. I think I'll put it on for that Nick and anybody else that wants to see it. Let's see. Where am I at? I go like that. Users. That's what it is. Okay. So we'll turn it on there too. Okay, it's on there. Let's turn it on yours. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. And then we go here, one more. Let's turn it on to one more, like me. Me. There we go. There's all three of them. Okay, now let's take a look at them. We'll see, we're going to go like that. And now let's go to, scroll down. There you go. We're going to see it all together live. Now that's interesting. Look at that. Back in November, it took out the $543 area. It's trying to climb back up. You can see it's been in a daily buy 2 days, or this is the third day. This is the third day now. It's in a daily buy. Go back to the full screen. You can see here, went into the buy there, and it's not really gaining much at all because that went into the buy at 411. The next day, the high was almost 416, so it did win. And today's high is 409. Now you can see also it's flirting with a weekly sell right here too at the same time. See that right there? The pressure's on there, trying to get into the sell. So this will be interesting. I think I think somewhere along the line. Let's see. Can we put this up on a screen? Let's put up. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's exit full. Let's go over to, see, like that, and go like that. And then let's go like that. And let's take a look at back history of the product. Yahoo. Was it MSTR? T. R. There we go. Now let's take a look at that, going back time-wise. There is 6 months ago. You see it was up to that 543 that day. And that was in November. When was that? That was November 22nd. So, a bunch of days after the election. Ran up very strong in that. Matter of fact, Trump got elected. Where did he go? He got election right here. Look at the way it took off. I imagine that might be historical too. There's 1 year. Yeah. There is 1 full year. Yep. 5 year. Yep. So in other words, when Trump got elected right there, on that bar right there, it just took off. So because they know that Mr. Trump is support. Matter of fact, there was a headline this morning that said that he was probably going to end up buying push the Federal Reserve to do that, to buy Bitcoin, $20 billion worth. On this day in 1773, American colonists staged the Boston Tea Party. Yes, indeed, and I am the vice president of the New Jersey chapter. Yes, indeed. Yes, I am. Yeah. Do you know that, Robin? I'm the vice president of it. And see if I can. Next time I'm in Greenwich, I'll take a picture of the statues and the memorial of it. I thought it was 1774 to be exact, but on this day, that's right. The Boston Tea Party threw the tea in 1773. Ours threw it in 1774. Yep. And there were 4 major tea parties, and Mr. Obama sued them and sued the leadership in each one of them, and blocked with Lois Lerner the 501c3s. Mr. Obama, when he was president, did that because we were getting too powerful. Hey, Abdul, how you doing? Abdul Majid. Abdul, how you been? Good to see you. Good afternoon or good morning or good evening, one of the three. So yeah, that's that's going to go into the index. That'll be interesting. That fits. Boy, that'll be wild and woolly, won't it? All right, so there it is. MSTR is on there now. And interesting, it's flirting with the weekly sell because, well, you know, it had a great move up, you know, with the Trump rally. You know, there's November 5th, the election, and it just goes from, it doubled under Trump. Oh, wow, after the election. So it was at $227. Let's call it $228. $228 close to 2.5 weeks later, it tops out at $543. What did I say it was? 200 what? 225 to, so it does more than double. It goes to, what was it? 500. So it picked up, it more than doubled. It went from 220, let's round it out to 230, from 230 to 540. We'll just round it out that way. So it, you know, double would have been 460. Got up to 543. It should back and fill a little bit. You know, it's way overbought. All right. Yes, this is the reason we have a government still, you know, it's the outgoing administration. Problem is that they can't tell the truth even to this day. And you can see it's so bad that one of the TV networks had to give Mr. Trump $15 million over the weekend. They had been sued and they won, and you know, and they have to give an apology. And they should force all the rest of the other networks to do the same thing. They called him a rapist. They said that he was a convicted rapist. He's not a convicted rapist. They will say anything to hold power. You know, it's just like Mr. Stalin used to say. It doesn't matter who votes. It matters who counts the votes. That's the problem. All right. So from there, let's see. Where did we leave off? We were looking at DAX. We're looking at what Robin just mentioned. This Bitcoin that's going to go into the NASDAQ 100. And matter of fact, that thing's been acting strong too. Let's take a quick look at the QQQs, the ETF. That's easy to look at. There it is right there. And it's flirting it's at all-time highs. That's all-time highs right there today. It keeps on bouncing in about all-time highs. And the futures contract, pretty much the same way. Let's see if we can find that. I think it's NQ equals F. There it is right there. If it tells you that there's a problem, just refresh it and it'll spit it out. It's doing the same thing today. It's touching all times. It's in the daily buy for the last 4 days here. 3 of them have been red dots, but we're still in the weekly buy, daily buy, because we're above the zero line right here. We'll just emphasize it so you can see it. We're 4 days now. We've been in above the zero line, and it went into a buy in a green dot right there. We'll show it to you. See, this is what you can do, which is really fun. You can go like that, pull it over here like that, so you can see it really clear there. There's the 4th day, and then you can go do the same thing right here. Pull it over like so. There we are. See, it was a green dot there. Move this over just a little bit more. So there it is right there. Right there. No. There's the 10th. There's the 11th. There's the 11th there. You can put the arrow on it, and then at the same time, we're in a weekly buy for 3 weeks. So, it shows it's a wonderful platform. It's a wonderful platform. So, all right. From there, let's see. Where do we go? We just did. Did we even look at the dollar index today? Let's see what the dollar index is up to today. But if anybody wants to see anything, just say it. We'll just go look at it. I like looking at everything. Let's see the whole world. There's the dollar index right there. You can see there's the strength. Same thing here, daily buy, 5 days, and it's climbing into the weekly buy as we speak. So we knew not to be short here, that's for sure. See, the math does it again. Keeps you in a safe zone. And then from there, let's go take a look at the euro. Unless someone wants to look at something, we'll go look at the euro. And let me just do this too while we're there. I'm just going to throw crude oil up on the screen. Crude oil is doing some interesting stuff too. It's playing with the weekly buy again. What was that? Was that plus or minus? Let me just take a look at that closer for a second. Yeah, see, it was in buy, goes into sell, back into buy. All kinds of jumbly stuff going on with that. And I'm sure if we look at the math close enough, I'm sure it'll keep us honest and successful. It usually always does. All right, now here is it's platinum. Let's go over to, you know what? We didn't open up let's take a look at the euro. Kindly see Total Energy stock. Kindly, let's see. Is that a stock? Total Energies? Let me just see if I can look it up. Total Energies. Let's see. I've been so active. Okay, so let's see if we can get it on screen. I'm going to see if I can get. There it is. Looking it up now. Oh, I got a symbol. TTE. Okay. I got TTE.PE. Let's see if I can get more information on these. I've got an ATTE.TI. I got a bunch of them. There's one in France, it looks like. Which one would you like to see? I'll do the US. I guess I'll do the SE. That's what it looks like to me. So we'll do the SE. Let's see if that does it there. There it is. TTE. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. Product. Oh, and there. Let's put the euro up there while I'm doing that so you can see the euro. Right there. TTE. Product. And the name of believe it is. Oh, I think I recognize that. The name. TOTAL Energies. Let's see. Create. Let's see. And then let's see. We'll find it in a second. That's users. I'm going to turn it on mine. And then anybody that wants it, just let Robin know. Let me find it now. Where are you hiding? There it is. Okay, here we go. Here we go. There you go. It's been in a sell for a while. Look at that. Weekly sell for a bunch of weeks. Daily sell. Look at the daily sell. Been in a sell. It could be as far back as the 11th. No, the 21st. Let's see. Where's the 21st? There's the 21st. It went into a sell right there on the 25th for sure because of the red dot. So it went into the sell at the 58 area. And we've traded down as low as 56. And we are now at, there's the low of 55.88. So it's been in the sell since here. Been in sell since there, and it's awful hard. You know, 5 weeks back, you don't. It's been in a weekly sell since back in here. So every one of these buys, you can't take a long. You can only take profits. So it's had its issues, and it kept you safe. You know, you can see the algorithm here has done very good. So interesting. How's that? How is that? There we go. I love always putting new stuff up. It's always fun. I see, kind of been so active company. Well, it is a petroleum company everywhere in Africa. In fact, thanks for sharing. Yes, Total. They showed a, one on the, on the exchange in Paris. I saw that. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh no! And if you're interested in playing with the platform, just let Robin know. It's the best way to go. Is to let Robin know. No. Bada boom, bada bang, bada bing. Right there. Just give him a yell, give him an email, do whatever. Right there. Bada boom, bada bang, bada bing. There we go. Yeah, so, I mean, it really, because of the cryptos, which, that's why we've been so positive about them for so long. When government is lying to you, what can you do but only try to move to another currency, In this case here, unfortunately, we're the largest currency in the world. So it makes it very hard. So the cryptos are an alternative. Makes total sense to me. All right. Where do we go from here? Let's we were looking at the euro. So let's see what the British pound's doing today. But you can see here the euro is trying to get into a daily buy. The weekly is lifting up, but it's still in the weekly sell by a hair, Now last week you saw the strength come into the fast. Now you see the slow driving through the manifold here this week and starting to lift up. Could be new business by the end of the week. There's cable. Look at cable. Cable's like minus 0.00099. It is so close to go into the weekly buy. Now, you can see here we're still 3 days in a sell, though. but it's lifting up today. So, I guess if you were short here, if you didn't make some money out of it, buy here. Figure that out what you're doing wrong, because it gave you opportunity to rake in some dough, and unless you used like binaries or options, and we're like in a bear spread, then you're still probably profitable just from the decay alone. From there, we'll go over and look at the Swiss, but traders will look at anything. Close. Swiss. There's Swiss. Let's try that one more time. There's Swiss. Swiss playing the top end of the range, as we see. A little disappointing there when we see the euro losing and the British pound. I'm sorry, the euro gaining against the dollar. We're seeing the British pound gain against the dollar, and here we are. We're seeing the Swiss not gaining against the dollar. You can see here it is flirting with the weekly sell, though. Look at that. The fast and the slow are inside the plus side of the manifold, which is a bearish sign, of course. And if that blue starts to curve with the green, then we're going to see this thing start to gain against the dollar also. All right. And then from there we go to Tokyo. That's not looking good. When it goes up, it's losing against the dollar. You see it's been in that buy from there. It went into the weekly buy last week right there. Let's go find a weekly buy line, like right there. We'll take that puppy. We should move this down too. I guess we must have stolen that. There's the sell. Now let's move that for the buy. So it closed in the buy last week. Look, it's trying to get into the sell back in the weekly already. 0.02. It's very low and it's on the line. We'll see. All this could be next week's business. I mean, we keep on seeing a lot of cross currents when it comes to the different products. We're in those times where it's hard to trust our government. You're not even sure if you don't even know who's running the government. Luckily, we have 3 other entities. We have the Senate, we have the House of Representatives, and we do have the Supreme Court. All 3 of those are functioning relatively well. So, when the presidency, you can't identify who's the president on a given day or what his policy is. It really makes it crazy. We do, and we have a very active military. People don't want to really fight with us. So, as much as people posture about it, it's tough times, crazy times. That's why the drone thing is even crazier than what meets the eye. That's the problem. Yep. So, you know what? I don't think I showed you the yen. There's the yen right there. Look at that, the way it's trying to climb up compared to the Swiss. Look at the Swiss. It's not gaining anything yet. It's trapped in between that range in here. And you can see the weekly trying to dip, and then we looked at the cable right there. It's gaining against the dollar today, but the algorithm is still minus, and the weekly is on its edge. You can see right there, minus 0.00105. It was 0.00099. Now it's at 107. So, all right. So from there, since you know what, where's it? Abdul, check this one out. Let's look at this. I always like looking at it. This is Aramco, the Saudi Arabian oil company. This is always a goodie. I like looking at that a lot. It shows you the level of profit it has. Because here you see energy, like oil trading lower. Let's see, Aramco. There it is, right there. But at the same time, it's been gaining. Because it has a good dividend. It pays. Now you can see here, the last couple of days, it's had some pressure on it. But look at that move. Oil was moving down. We can take a look at oil on here like that. There's oil. And you can see, let's give it a refresh. There we go. And you can see here, oil itself, okay, well, oil has been going up for the last 4 or 5 days. We were sliding down, and Aramco started to go up, and I thought, wow, that's a pretty good sign, you know. And sure enough, you see that strength in it now. See them? They're trying to flirt with the daily sell here, just on the edge today. You got a red dot, and this thing is very, very close. Just make it big so you can see it. See, it's right there. It's just on the edge. And you can see here we're playing with a weekly buy, so this thing's pushing itself totally into the neutral situation. I mean, it's just like you can't be short because of this stuff here, but we're in a weekly sell. So all last week you couldn't be short. So you missed a lot of that unless you do it through binaries and so forth, where you know that you have a limited risk. And it's hard to be just naked long unless you already have inventory. Then it's different. Yeah. All right. Let's see what else we got going on. Oh, Abdul says hard to tell about governments. I know, especially this one. You know, between Obama and Biden, they've really, as we like to say, screwed the pooch. They really screwed it up big time. But always there will be some action. Yeah, I know. No, in the markets, yeah, definitely. So from there, where do we go from there? We just got done looking at GBP. Let's look at, let's go look at the Great Experiment. There it is right there. There's Turkey. I think that's emphasizing strength, kicking out in the Turkish lira. I think that's what that really is. I'm sorry. Let me say that again. It's showing the strength in the euro versus the Turkish lira. That's what I'm trying to say in English. Sorry about that. I think that this has been. I think Turkish lira has been strong for the last 12 weeks or so, solely because of the weakness. I mean, we saw the euro, the dollar, the euro dollar pair trade. We've seen that go from 112 to 104, down to 103.50 or something like that. Hit one of the Fibonacci lines and bounced right back up. And a couple days later, we jumped into the daily buy. But I think it's more of, it's not the Turkish lira is doing something better. I think it's the fact that the euro was so weak, and now we're starting to see it respond a little bit. Which is, because I guess they're anticipating that we're going to lower rates again, and inflation is lifting. And so, in other words, you don't want to be as invested in dollars as normal. It's going to show some weakness now until Mr. Trump comes in and they start doing some responsible governing again. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Yes. All right, and then from there, let's just go to the South African Rand, and we'll go through the metals complex. You can see right there, there it is. 3 days now in the daily buy. That's usually a bearish sign on the metals. At the same time, you're seeing a very bullish sign right here. It's trying to go into the weekly sell. So in other words, when the South African Rand against the dollar starts to head into the weekly sell, that's a bullish sign for gold. So even with this short-term little bounce, it's probably going to curve again, especially if we're going to stay underneath the zero line here on the weekly. That says a lot, it does. It says basically is that the gold is going to start to show more strength again. And again, that's probably why we're seeing the strength in the cryptos. In other words, they're moving away. Way. Let's see what we have on here. Yeah, see, we're all over the place on this. You can see our beta platform right there. Was in a weekly sell last week. Now it's going back into a buy. This trying to start a buy, but it's in a daily sell right here still with this action. But you can see it's sometimes. Remember, traders, I try to remind you all the time. There are three positions: long, short, or neutral. It depends on why you're trading. If you're trading just to trade, buy, sell signals, there's also a third where times you should stand to the side and wait for the math to tell you when it's the best percentage to be invested, or short, or do nothing. And right now, it's trying to tell us that one. It's telling us to be neutral at the moment. Here you got it in daily sells. You got it here trying to climb in a weekly buy. If it lasts the week in the weekly buy, then we get into a daily buy, then we're obviously going to go after the all-time highs, or at least it looks like it wants to do that. And that's what the whole structure of it all is. All right. From there, we'll take a look at silver. Somebody's on Financial Channel now saying the same things I'm saying. It's just hard for people to trust the U.S. government. When they sit there and lie to you and say, "Oh yeah, the border's closed," or this or that, and when in fact it's in your face. Now you have here 3 days of sell. It wasn't a weekly sell last week, and it's trying to lift up a little bit right there, but you can see the daily algorithm is not. It's still pushing down. It's up just a little firmness, but the weekly is trying to join in, so it's trying to remind you, take your profits. That's what it's saying. Take your profits. Stand to the side until it's clear again. And that's where, like Abdul says, but there will be some action. Exactly. And so when there's some action, you do what it's supposed to be. Yes, exactly. All right, and then from there, we go over to copper. I always feel like I'm, staring at China when I look at copper. So we'll take a look at copper, then we'll look at the Shanghai index, and get a little flavor. Look at Hong Kong. China is such a upside down entity at this point. Their currency, what do they call it? The Chinese yuan is a converter. It's not a currency. It's like a converter. It has, of course, it's a currency, but it's fixed against the dollar, so it's not exactly something you would try to trust. You know what I mean? Now let's find copper. Where is copper? Copper. There, that's hogs. Where's copper? There's copper. It shouldn't be December copper. No. We should be we're in the wrong copper. Let me just make sure. Let me just go double check. There must be a March copper out there somewhere. It'll start from the bottom and go up. Alright, there's no March copper. So let's change that to March. And what we'll do is not bore you with all the buttons I got to push. We'll just put the copper up on this for the time being. And there it is this morning, showing it's doing the same thing as silver and playing with its weekly at the same time. Now let's change that copper. Products. I could have sworn we had March copper up on there. I'm really surprised we don't. March copper. Let's see. HG right there. Okay. So we go like that. We copy that. And we go to products, add a product, like that, 5. Make that, like that, and we go to H. There we go. March copper. Create. Perfect. All right, turn that on. Oh, and let's delete that one. Oop. Let's see. Let's go like that and get rid of it. Products. HG. There it is right there. And that's gone. Now I will go to users and turn it on for me and Robin. Robin first. And then for me. And if anybody else is going to be into it, to you too. Talk to the Robin. All right, now let's go check it out on the beta. See how much it matches to and what it does. There. Here we go. There we go. You see there, it's been in the cell for 4 days. Let's show it to you right there. 4 days pressing down. And at the same time, it's been in that weekly buy for 3 weeks here now with all that stuff. So that gave you a warning. Take some profits. If you were long from there, and you didn't find a way to take profits, especially when it gets all the way up into here, you're giving away money. Because the math is telling you not to do that. Now, obviously, with the red dots and the daily sells, it's finding a way to go down, of course, but it's in a weekly buy. So you wait again until it goes into the green. That's it. Simple as that. All right, traders, we're out of here. This is Doc from North America. We will catch you all tomorrow. Same time, same channel. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our Dukascopy friends. Later, later, traders. Catch you on the flip side. Ta-ta for now.